Hey, Matthew Stafford, is he going to stay in Los Angeles? That's the question. But more than that, if he does stay there, given the fact that the team says they gave his agent permission to talk to other teams to seek a trade, can Matthew Stafford lead the Rams to a Super Bowl?
Oh, lead the Rams or a team?
Oh, can he still lead a team?
Oh, okay. Because he might not be on the Rams. Oh, but I said
Good
Vikings.
catch. Good catch.
Okay,
Good catch. Chase, you think Stafford can still lead a team to a Super Bowl?
Absolutely. Look, the Rams and Matthew Stafford, they started 1-4 last year. They went up to Philly in a snow game, and Matthew Stafford played amazing. They were a blown protection away from going to the NFC Championship game with that young of a roster. Now, I know you're getting rid of Cooper Kupp. You got Puka Nacua. You got Kyron Williams. You got probably one of the best young defensive cores in the NFL. Chris Shula, the defensive coordinator, did an outstanding job. But when you look at Matthew, and I was with him in 2020, and we grew up in the same point. He went to Highland Park. I went to South Lake, knew each other growing up a little bit, knew each other in college. When he went to Georgia, I went to Missouri. And the thing about him, which, look, he's excellent throwing the football. He's excellent on the field. He's excellent with protections. He's really smart. The dude's a killer. Like, he's got a killer mindset. Like, he's probably one of the most competitive guys I've ever shared the field with. He's one of the strongest and toughest dudes I've ever shared the field with. Because even when he's hurt, he ain't hurt. Even when he's injured, he's not injured. Like, he's dealing with so many things. He's 37. For me, if you put a team around him and he has good protection, because I think that's paramount for him at an older age, the dude can slice you up. Like, I think he's a top 5 quarterback in this league. And quite honestly, he's at times can move into that top 4 category with his play. He didn't start well last year. He played really well down the stretch. It's crazy to think that the Rams are going to move on from him if they don't get him the contract that they will, because I just don't know if you're the Rams who you're going to replace him with.
That's well said. You know what's interesting? Can Stafford still be a part of a Super Bowl team? Yes. Can he lead a team to a Super Bowl? That's where I have to wrestle with this and say, that's to assume Stafford led his team to the Super Bowl the last time. Aaron Donald.
You mean lead like carry?
Yeah, I'm like, I was thinking about it. I'm like, Aaron Donald is walking into the Hall of Fame.
No question.
Von Miller is walking into the Hall of Fame.
No question.
Jalen Ramsey is walking into the Hall of Fame.
No question.
Matthew Stafford, he might get in. Matthew Stafford wasn't Super Bowl MVP. Cooper Kupp was. Aaron Donald is the one who ring me on the 4th down play, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Von Miller, we don't talk about. He was on the 2nd down play. So if we're talking about leading a team to a Super Bowl, we're rewriting history to suggest it was Matthew Stafford who led that team to a Super Bowl. That is completely rewriting history. Donald, Von, Ramsey led that team to a Super Bowl. Kupp, Super Bowl MVP. Matthew Stafford, he a dog. I'm with Chase. He a top 6 quarterback in football. At least maybe I'm with Shady. Shady said top 6 yesterday. I agree, top 6. I won't argue, though, about top 5. But to say, can he lead a team? He can be a part of a Super Bowl winning team, yes. Can he put the team on his back?
You ain't giving him enough credit.
That is disrespectful. Not disrespectful, that is.
You treat him like he's like all the great players, and then it's just him. We see a lot of teams like that. He's not one of them guys.
I don't say that. But Donald, Von,
He
Ramsey,
threw the game-winning touchdown, Nacho.
So Aaron Donald had the game-winning sack.
He threw the game-winning
against the
touchdown.
Bengals offense.
Do they win that without him? Because
No.
Aaron Donald's one of my best friends, right? And he been there. They didn't win no championships until who got there? Who? Matthew Stafford. Soon he gets there, they go straight to the chip, and they win it.
First year, first time, first everything.
Yeah. I got y'all. So I think you need to give him a little bit more respect. And I think, yes, he still can lead a team to a Super Bowl. Okay, the best team in football, hands down, is the Eagles.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
waking out of bed, we just better than everybody.
No doubt.
And if you're being honest, I mean, they almost got us. One play, and they're in the NFC Championship game. And I do think they beat the Commanders. We can all agree on that. I think they beat the Commanders.
More likely, probably.
All right, so yes. And this team this year was supposed to be a rebounding team.
Yeah, rebuilding
team, right?
last 2 years.
Okay, so when we start
them picks.
when we start talking about all this, like can he lead them and all that? Like, they had a young defense that we didn't know what they were going to be like, and they played well, right? Up and down with the injuries, with the wide receivers. Offensive line was up and down all year. Matthew Stafford kept that thing together, though. And there was one play from the NFC Championship game. So I think you're wrong there. Second thing is, the Rams, what we doing, dog? Pay this man his money because he earns it and he deserves it. Because when I look at the market, dog, this is what I hate about the quarterbacks right now in the league, the way that they're treating them. When I look at the market, you complain about giving him $50 million a year. When I start looking at the numbers, it's crazy. Dak is number one, making $60 million a year. He give you 9 years, 2 playoff wins, okay? Trevor Lawrence, oh, he's god-awful. He's making $55 million a year. And Matthew Stafford can get 50? Jordan Love, I think he's good, but he's still fresh. He's still new. He's really new at this whole starting thing, right? He's making $55 a year. Joe Burrow, he deserves it because he's Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Tua, though. Tua had one great year, always hurt, up and down. His best wide receiver saying, I'm trying to leave. And before Tua got some of the players, some of the coaching, we thought he was a bust. Correct? Mm-hmm. Should I keep going? Herbert, I mean, Kyler Murray making 46. What's he ever done? Deshaun Watson, I mean, they said that he might be over. And Matthew Stafford can't get $50 million? Yeah. And there's no shade against all these other quarterbacks. I'm just painting a picture here like, when you have a really good quarterback that can go to the Super Bowl and actually win a Super Bowl and change the Rams when he got there, why play with that dude's money? Give him his $50 million a year and keep it moving. Because if not, I mean...
You're disrespecting him.
And then these other guys, like, it's funny, man. I don't know because there's no real market in Jacksonville, but we never speak about how a guy like Trevor Lawrence in real life today could be making $55 million a year and there's no problem with it.
Yeah, no.
But when we talk about a guy like Matthew Stafford getting $50 million a year, it's an issue. What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's crazy. They need to pay Matt his money. But he absolutely can lead the right team to a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And even if you watch the Super Bowl that they won, I don't know if you remember the game, but it was some throws to where we like...
The no look Jagger.
Oh, you understand what I'm saying?
Hold on. Come on, James. Let me do it real quick.
I got you. I got you.
I did good.
Hey,
That's Stafford, though.
It was some throws like that.
In the snow.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And yes, Cooper Kupp did get Super Bowl MVP.
He deserved it.
But the main reason they were there, too, and they had a chance to win that game is the play of Matthew Stafford, too, and of Aaron Donald. It was some big-time players on that game. But the right team, he absolutely can lead to the Super Bowl. He led this Rams team to back-to-back playoff appearances.
Back-to-back.
And we were saying that this Rams team probably should finish 4th in the West. Yep. This Rams team is not going to make the playoffs. This Rams team is rebuilding. And what a Super Bowl franchise quarterback did was say, with me, we'll go to the playoffs. Now, with me, I can't take a less team to the Super Bowl. Correct. You know what I'm saying? But I can get us to the playoffs. But if I have a really good team, I can get to the Super Bowl. And when we get to the Super Bowl and that game is on that line, I got these throws.
I agree
whether
with
it's
that.
no look, whether it's
that.
look, whether it's in the air, whatever it may be, Matthew Stafford can make them play. So the right team, I absolutely believe Matthew Stafford can take them to the Super Bowl.
No doubt. I agree. I think the Rams a little bit are unreasonable in this situation. Like Shady said, just pay the guy. He wants $50 million. He's worth probably $55 million, if we're being honest, based on the list you just told me. But that just begs the question, like, what are the Rams going to do if they don't re-sign him and let him walk? Here's what I'm hearing, and it's crazy. Not Aaron Rodgers, not Russell Wilson. The Rams would be okay with Jimmy Garoppolo if they do not re-sign Matthew.
He's trash.
Stafford.
I'm not here. I'm not.
I don't agree with it at all. I
back.
think it's
Jimmy
absolutely
G?
crazy. I have heard that they would be okay with Jimmy Garoppolo. And like we just had a whole conversation here about Matthew Stafford leading them. At one point, you got to say, "There's no way Jimmy G's even remotely close to Matthew Stafford."
Because you know, Shady, he don't like talking about weak dudes. But like, make this make sense to me though. How do you go from a GM, Acho Chase, to being super aggressive, F them picks? I'm bringing Von Miller, I'm bringing OBJ, I'm trading all these picks for players and all that type stuff, and now you're saying, Cooper Kupp, you got to get gone, bruh. Matthew Stafford, we not trying to. What are you trying to do? It don't make sense.
How does that make any sense? I don't agree with it at all. That's just what I'm hearing. Like,
maybe you're thinking you just rebuild. Maybe you're thinking you're.
They are in the middle of the